What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're putting this on and getting ready for the weekend.
Yep.
Maybe you went to work today. Maybe you didn't.
Maybe you work from home.
Maybe you work from home.
Maybe it's summer break.
Maybe you just are deciding you're not going to work at all today. Who knows? Whatever it is, we hope
Possibilities
you're
are endless.
enjoying your Friday. It's Thursday for us right now. How are we feeling towards the end of the week?
Feel pretty good.
That's
ready
great.
to get into the weekend.
I had such a bizarre dream last night that it threw me off for my whole day. And I know that a lot of people don't care about your dreams. They're like, who cares about your dreams? It's not real, whatever. I learned a lot in my dream last night because it was a psychotic one. It was
it sounds
a
pretty
scary movie.
honestly.
And it's one that haunted me. One where you wake up in the middle of the night and go, I'm so scared. And that doesn't usually happen to me, and it did.
Yeah.
I was enjoying a lovely day with my family. This is a dream, by the way. I was enjoying a lovely day with my family and friends, and I think you guys might have been in it, maybe not. I don't know. The faces were not particularly clear.
Them.
No, the faces, there were a lot of people there, but not a lot of particularly clear faces. So I'd assume that you guys were in the bunch. And we were going for a big bike ride as a whole group, and then something struck the neighborhood. And I honestly think my dreams could be movies now. Something struck the neighborhood, and I took my little cousin with me under my wing, and he's older now, but in my dream it was like he was younger again.
Okay.
And went into a random house on the street that had already been broken into. And I was like, this is perfect because they already broke into this house.
Yeah.
They're not coming back here. And we hid in a room, and they did come back dressed in Raggedy Ann costumes. That's who I'm thinking of. Raggedy Ann costumes, and
creepy.
Knives in their hand, and they were killer robbers. But they heard me because I made a creak. I made a noise.
Yep.
And they heard me.
Yep.
But they looked
Quiet
around
place.
and thought, they thought, oh, we already took everything we needed in this place. And they let me go. So,
Wow.
valuable lesson for everybody. If you're being robbed, go into the place they already went into because they have no more belongings to take from that place.
That makes sense.
It does make sense. The summer weekends, now when I just know, like, going to the beach, it's the best.
You just go to the beach every weekend.
Some way or another. Try to.
That's beautiful. That is the way it should be.
I'm going to be in Jersey this weekend. But then after
Making
that,
your triumphant return to the shore.
I am, yeah. I don't really go too much these days.
No, we kind of switched.
We did switch a little bit. Not that I feel like too old to be doing it now. I don't at all. It's just I used to always go and stay at my friend's house, and it's like at a certain age you can really only invite yourself to your friend's family's home so many times.
But not if you're really close friends.
Yeah, but even then it's like it's a lot when it's other people. And or if you like have a boyfriend or somebody else that you're bringing
you
in,
have a
like,
plus one.
things like that. Yes, exactly. So and it's easier when we just go to Joe's house.
Yeah, you're right.
The beach.
It's the beach. The beach is right there.
Beach.
I gotta get to the beach.
It was lovely last week, so I'm sure it'll be just as nice this weekend.
Well, we're all very happy for you that you're gonna be at the beach.
What are you doing this weekend?
I don't know.
A lot of plans floating around.
Yeah, I do have a couple plans floating around. I fancied the idea of going to my house on Long Island.
Yeah.
I live there, so
Yeah.
I act like I don't. I'm like, I could stop home.
Yeah.
But the weather doesn't seem like it's going to be that great on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'm not dying. I'd rather go out in the city, I think. So
That's
I
fair.
think I'll probably just go out in the city on Saturday.
That'll be a game day decision when you see
it is. It depends on the
how
weather.
nice
Everything
or
in the
not
summer
nice is.
depends on the weather.
This is a complete change of topic. What is your Love Island UK season plan? You going to wait for Hulu?
I'm going to wait for Hulu.
Okay.
Because I enjoy watching on a bigger screen.
That's fair.
And also, figuring out the VPN situation is very hard for me.
Okay.
And once upon a time, it was easy. And it kind
the
of freaks
process of
me out.
setting it up is
I
can
always
be
feel like I'm
confusing,
getting hacked.
but now that I have it, it's very easy.
I just feel like I don't really have the time to watch it every day anyway, so I might as well just wait until the episodes, they're released like 5 at a time on Hulu.
Yeah, just they're 2 weeks or something behind.
Right. As long as I stay free of spoilers,
Yeah.
which I'm pretty good at with Love Island.
Yeah. It only
Even though
comes down
things
to like
happen every
sometimes
day.
towards the end.
Right. Towards the end, it gets
It's
spoiled.
hard, yeah.
And that I'll probably watch live.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm going to wait to watch it on Hulu.
That's fair.
I just can't find the time every day to tune in.
I watch
What time is it on during the day?
4 p.m. I don't watch at 4 p.m. Like I don't watch live.
So you,
I just wait
you can
for
watch
it to,
anytime?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
watch live.
I was under the impression that
No,
you
I
have
watch-
to tune in at the time.
I watch when I get ready in the morning. It's perfect.
Oh, okay. So that you might have to. That might
No.
change things for me because I was watching when I had a VPN.
Yeah.
I was watching at the time that it came out.
No. So it's basically what I have is the VPN, and then also you do have to pay for ITV, but I'm willing to. These are sacrifices I'm willing to make. You make an ITV account, and once you make the account, you just go onto like your web browser, go to the ITV website, and you can go and watch the episodes. So I would say that sometimes when I watch the night of, like by like 8 o'clock ish, sometimes the feed gets a little finicky, like right after when they pop up, like right after they were just live. But like 8 p.m. ish, like our time, they're always on to watch like on demand. So now what I do, I kind of just always end up watching in the morning when I'm getting ready.
That is now something I'm interested
Yeah.
in. I
Yep.
thought you had to watch at the time
No.
that it came out.
Nope, they have them all on demand.
Oh, okay. I love that. That's different. That's
Yeah.
something I can get on board with.
Because I would love to discuss with you because I do have some thoughts about this cast.
I would really be interested, and I think that you need to show me how to do that because,
Okay.
like I said, when it was on during the pandemic and we were all home,
Yeah.
I was always able to watch live
Yep.
because we were home.
Yep.
And I thought that's okay. That clears things up for
Yes.
me. Did you get a lot of DMs telling you to watch Survivor?
I did.
And now
I'm gonna
how
do
do you
it.
feel about
I'm gonna
it?
do it.
Okay,
I'm gonna do it.
good.
No
No more pressure. Just
No, it'll happen. Like when I know, like in the next probably few weeks when I'm sitting on my couch and I say, what am I going to turn on? Am I going to put on another Vampire Diaries or should I take a break and put on something new? That'll be the time that I put on Survivor. And it will happen because
Okay,
that
yeah.
happens often when I am watching other shows.
All right, perfect.
Yes.
That's all. I just need a confirmation that you will be watching.
Yep.
And I will no longer hound you.
Yep.
I can't stop. I can't stop. I'm
stop
truly
watching.
addicted. I can't stop. 2 things I can't stop doing.
Yeah.
Watching Survivor and drinking dirty martinis. Which
You can't be stopped on the dirty martinis.
I'm growing up. And
Yeah.
it's because of you. Because you are a dirty martini gal.
I am.
And many of times I've been out with you, out to dinner, at a bar. You get yourself a dirty martini. I go, that's so classy of her. And I usually get just like a glass of wine or something. And recently I've been just craving that bitter olive taste.
Yeah.
And I have
Salty
drank
ocean.
dirty martinis 3 days in a row. And
Uh-oh.
you warned me. You warned me
Yeah.
that I get sick of things.
Yes, you do have a tendency to overindulge in the things that you really like, and then you don't like them anymore because
I did too much.
Because you did too much, which is why I was like, save the dirty martini when it's like a real good dirty martini night. Mix in a night where you do wine. Mix in a night where maybe you have a couple margaritas.
But
like
Thursday is such a dirty martini day.
it is. It is.
I used up my dirty martini days on Tuesday and Wednesday this
Yeah.
week.
Gotta
Let me
save
tell
them
you,
next week.
they fuck you up.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it's just straight vodka with olive juice.
vodka.
I'm so addicted
Little
to them
vermouth.
that my mom made me one at my house
Yeah.
last weekend because she was making everyone drinks.
Yeah.
And my dad loves a Jack and ginger.
Okay.
So he's like it's honey Jack and ginger.
Honey
So
Jack,
honey
Sonny
Jack.
Jack, and ginger beer.
And ginger ale.
Oh,
Honey
ginger ale.
Jack whiskey and ginger ale.
Okay.
He's obsessed with it. It's his drink. And
Okay.
my mom was like, what do you want? Like, I can make you margarita, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would really love, like, I was like, I wish you could just make me a dirty martini. And she was like, Rhea,
It's literally vodka
I
in a
can.
glass.
She was like, I have olives, I have olive juice, and I have vodka. I
Yeah.
can easily make you that.
yeah.
And so it's just something. And I was so.
I do actually. Some people
drunk.
don't like. Some people
it
don't
took
like
me by
vermouth.
surprise.
Some people don't like vermouth in theirs, but I actually kind of like.
Okay,
vermouth.
well, can you tell me what that is? Because I do
It's
hear people
like
ask for
a-
it,
Like
and
sweet vermouth.
yeah,
I like
it's
sweet vermouth.
it's like a liqueur.
I don't want that. I don't think
You do.
You
I
would
think.
like it.
I would.
I think it makes it better because gives it a little bit of a different flavor. Not,
but I like the
besides
flavor
the
I'm working
vodka. Yeah,
Do you like whiskey? or
vermouth
no?
is actually
with. I like the honey jack and
Fun fact,
ginger.
vermouth is actually
but
a
I don't like
wine.
straight whiskey.
You like whiskey, like cocktails, like
No,
a Manhattan. That's my favorite.
no.
some people. If you watch, some bartenders will just like
My palate is not
We'll
as
take-
enhanced.
it will take a little bit of vermouth, pour it in the martini glass, swish it around the martini glass, and then pour
Okay.
just the vodka and the olive juice.
Got it.
And it's not like a very intense.
Because I've been with people before where they go, "Can you add vermouth?" And in my head I go, "I'm good on
Yeah.
that," because I have no idea what it
I-
is, and I don't want to ask.
So I wonder what the standard is because I'm not a bartender, but I normally think that I think asking for a dirty martini, the standard is that there is vermouth in it.
Well, I was with my friend at a bar
Because my
and
friends
she
normally ask for without.
so she asked for with vermouth,
Yeah.
and the bartender judged her,
Yeah.
and no, for being like, you want to add vermouth, like
Yeah.
who adds vermouth? And then but then I said to her, I was like, I feel like a lot
No,
of
it's-
people
I
add
kind of
vermouth. I was
assume
like,
that
I don't
it's
even.
always in
And
it.
I told her, I was like, I don't even know what that is, but I feel like I always hear people adding that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll ask the bartender.
Because like if
To
you
get
were
a more
if you were to like
clarification on this.
just Google like how to make a dirty martini, a lot of them would include vermouth. I believe. It's quite easy. So like, but it's all according to your palate. Like if you like vermouth and you like more vermouth than you do olive juice, you can do that. Or if you like more olive juice, you can just go with more olive juice and no vermouth, so you really get like the salt.
I also want to clarify, I'm not an everyday drinker. Like, I think that
Sure, sounds like it.
the
Yeah, I
way
was
that
gonna
I've
say.
prefaced this, it's just been this week that I've happened to go to dinner.
Yeah.
Now will be 3 nights
It's like
in a row.
breakfast, and you're like, Mom, I'm craving.
Yeah.
this."
Yeah, no. I've just gone to dinner.
She's at the point where Rose is making her dirty martinis in the home.
Yeah.
with my bacon, egg, and cheese. No, I've just gone to dinner a couple times this week, which is
Yes.
I'm not a usual everyday drinker.
Yeah.
I'm not. I think people know that. But this week I've gone to a couple dinners, so therefore that's been my go-to drink. And if this is like the tuna thing where somebody messages me and says, "Hey, you can't be having that many olives," let me know now. Like, let's get ahead of this because
No, the amount of
There's no
olives I
limit
eat,
on
there's
olives.
no
okay,
limit.
okay.
And don't let anyone tell you that
That there's
is.
a limit. on
I'll
olives.
eat olives just out of the jar.
Oh my
Same.
god,
All the
same.
time.
Me and
Whole
Fran,
jar. Oh
when
my God.
we used to,
The Olive Bar at Whole Foods.
holy shit, there was a time where Fran and I, for lunch, would walk to Whole Foods
Yeah.
and come back with like a full antipasta spread.
Yep.
Like little pickles, olives, cheese, and that would be our lunch.
Yep.
And then we stopped
was
because
delicious.
it was you can't be having that every day for lunch. But we
Yeah.
did do it for a little while. That's where we ran into Bruce Willis.
It is. Can I just say, because you know that this just popped into my head, and I remember also I am once again changing the subject, but
You've done that 4 times in
I-
this
I
intro.
have.
That's
I
okay
have.
though. I love a little change of scenery.
I know I keep bringing up different things, but there sometimes when we get to Thursday, I remember things that I've wanted to say all week, and then I forgot. And this is actually my last comment that I have to make is that I have a new couple that I really love, and it's Kate Bosworth and Justin Long. Remember, I wanted to talk about that
You
on
did.
Monday, and I forgot, and then I forgot on Wednesday, and now I'm remembering today.
I think they are a great couple to follow.
So cute.
Very cute. And I'd like to add
Yeah.
that I really love Rachel and Matt James. And I
Yeah?
think everybody knew that already.
Yep.
But I really enjoy everything that they post.
The content from Rachel's family vacation
Yes.
right now is adorable.
And every time I post about food, the two of them reply to my
Mm.
story. Like, I think it's so
Yeah.
there's a select few people that will always reply to my food stories.
Yeah.
And guess who the third one is? Rachel, Matt, and then guess who the third one is?
It's a like a known person or a
somebody we know. It's Bachelor Nation, very into food.
Bachelor Nation, very into food.
Come on. We went to dinner.
Oh,
Joe, grocery store
Grocery
Joe.
store Joe.
Yeah.
Grocery store
Duh,
Joe.
I can't believe I ever got that one.
He
Yeah,
was
no.
he like shaming you? Like,
No,
you think
grocery
this is
store
good?
Joe.
No, wait, so he...
Joe is a total foodie.
Yeah, so to give everyone a little insight, we went to dinner with Joe and Serena after the People's Choice Awards, and we went to the Nice Guy in LA, which is like this hot spot that everyone goes to. And Joe didn't love the food, and I don't think we weren't obsessed with the food either. Like, it was fine. It wasn't. It just is like shocking because everybody is obsessed with this place, and so when you go to a place like that everyone's obsessed with, you think that the food is going to be unreal, and it just was like very average Italian food that you would find in New York
remember
City.
in
Like
the moment
average.
we were like, oh, like this is good, and he's like,
Yeah,
if I was gonna bring someone to an Italian dinner, it would never be
right. No, but I'm saying like that would be
That was fair.
That would be the bottom of Italian food in New York City, right? Like the places here just don't measure to that. So he responded to my story about Chinese tuxedo that Craig and Paige have recommended to us. So I had to go, and it was really good. So if you're in New York City looking for a really good restaurant, Chinese tuxedo is amazing. I think it's a hidden gem. And Joe responded to my story, like asking how it was, and I was like, it was 10 out of 10, like so fucking good. And he was like, well, was it better than the Nice Guy? And I was like, this guy is never gonna trust any of our dinner recommendations ever again.
No, he's also he's very
picky. Yeah.
He's very critical, which I get. Like, hey, you got to be honest. Like, some people will just go to all these nice restaurants and just say like they're all really good, and he will say he doesn't think it's that good or not.
Well,
so
yeah. So I was like, they're never. I was like, you got to go, and I was like, there's no way they're gonna go. There's no way they're gonna believe me that they should go to Chinese.
What if he
tuxedo.
went and was like, this sucks?
If he went and said that Chinese tuxedo sucks, then he has way too high of standards.
Right.
Because
then that's a different
meal
conversation.
Is truly one of the best I've ever had. Actually, it's no Nice Guy. It isn't.
Well, there you go.
Should we get into the topics?
That was all I had.
One
prepared.
more change of
all I had
scenery,
prepared
or
for
no?
today.
No
That's all
more?
I got.
Okay. All right. Let's get into the topics. We have Britney Spears is getting married. Julia Garner will be hopefully playing the role of Madonna. She was offered. And the new Kardashian episode with the Tristan Thompson drama has been released, plus a little update on Kanye West and his relationship. We also have a really fun interview with newlyweds, Hannah Berner and Des Bishop. They were a lot of fun. We talk a lot about weddings and their wedding specifically. So let's get into it, starting off with Britney Spears. You guys have been watching our vlogs from the West Coast tour on YouTube, and as you can see, we've been loving Pink Whitney in those tours on the shows because we started off every show with a Pink Whitney shot, as did the crowd, and that's what got the party started. Also, when you go to your local bar, you can order a Pink Whitney shot or get a drink mixed with Pink Whitney. I was at a bar recently where their signature drink, or the drink of the day, was a Pink Whitney martini based drink, and it was absolutely delightful. So make sure you are checking out Pink Whitney, whether you are picking up a bottle from your local liquor store or you're going to the bar and you're drinking Pink Whitney there. So make sure you're checking out Pink Whitney. Get it at your local bar today. I think congratulations to Britney Spears, who supposedly was getting married today. I haven't seen an official update on the marriage, but it was in the news that her and Sam were getting married.
I saw the picture of the tent that they were putting up in her backyard.
Now,
this just says her sons will not be at her wedding.
My one concern and wish for Britney is that she signs the correct paperwork for this marriage, because
a prenup.
Yeah, prenup. And maybe there's other things that need to be signed. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, we've never gotten married. Maybe there's some things we don't really know.
I think almost everything's covered in a prenup.
Okay. So a prenup. I hope she signed a prenup.
Yeah.
Because we don't need this man stealing all her money like her family did.
Well, remember there was that rumor that said, like, when they were trying to, she didn't want to be involved with it, but her lawyers were working with Sam to sign a prenup. No, so there was those rumors that, like, Britney's lawyers were the ones working with Sam, and like Britney didn't want to be part of the conversation. He was like, let the lawyers handle it. And that, I think the ask was like, if they were to split after 5 years, like the amount of money he would get would like go up, I think. But I also think that might be fairly common as far, I have no idea. This is actually me talking out of my ass. that may be kind of common, just because like, oh, if you dedicate more of your life to a marriage, when it ends, it's like you make sure you're compensated and whatnot. But
Compensated for a marriage, though? What
Yeah,
happened
for
to
prenups,
the sacredness of marriage, Fran?
well, compensated in the way that like if you're someone that marries someone much wealthier than you, and you get to the point, 20 years later, and you split up, well, you've been living a lifestyle that you are used to and accustomed to, and that is also oftentimes written into prenups.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What is your take on influencers who get an engagement ring and they get a deal on it by posting about it on their story?
I think I'm all right with that.
Really? The one thing in your life. No, not the one thing.
No, I
But
think I'm all right
something
with
that's
that.
supposed to really, mean
Yeah.
something. It's not about the ring. It's about what the ring represents.
No, definitely. I get
Noah?
that. I think the ring still represents that.
Your take.
I
I want your take.
as far as these things go, like these rings,
Rings are
they're
expensive.
fucking expensive.
They are expensive.
So
but
in my mind, I'm thinking like, if there's a way to get the ring that I want at a reasonable price.
so if Joe
I'd take it.
was posting ads on his Instagram story to
I'm
get
aga-
the ring
I'm
that you
against it.
like,
yeah,
you would be okay with
Yeah.
that?
I'm fully against it.
I'm fully
I
against
think
it
you
as
should
well.
just buy the ring.
I'm
with your own money.
I agree. I'm fully against it.
that's fine.
It was just a topic of,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
to each their own. If
Yeah.
you're not against it,
I just
it's
think,
all
like,
about who the person, what the person.
It's just such a crazy. It can be such a crazy amount of money that if
I would rather
that can be if that can help take a little financial burden off my partner,
I would rather
and I
get
still get the ring I
a
want.
lesser ring because he couldn't afford it with his own money than to get a nicer ring that was paid for by like a company.
That's my take on it. Like, I'm gonna make you feel bad about the amount that you can pay, so you have to put it up on your story. You know what I mean? Like, if
Or it's just like, then it's just a ring that you would have got from like Cage, like it's just anything. Like it's just a really nice ring that I just feel like there's less
I
sentimental.
think, yes, I
value.
think that because the ring is supposed to represent something. It's not just like a pretty ring.
Yeah.
I think it still represents that.
Yeah, I mean, to
Yeah.
each their own.
I mean, yeah.
It's all about how you feel about
Yeah.
it. It was just a conversation that I heard recently that I was interested in.
Yeah, and that also goes into like wedding spawn. Like it's like how much spawn can you do for
Right. I mean,
for a wedding.
we've talked about this before.
We have, yeah.
Because the Jonases,
Yeah,
Nick and Priyanka to be exact, had a lot of
there's a lot
SpawnCon.
of spawn con.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is becoming more and more
Right. Dolce and Gabbana.
used.
Courtney's whole
Right,
wedding.
even though
But
they'll
that's
never
more of
actually
like a
say that it
designer.
was.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess
Yeah.
it depends all on what it is.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I just think like if on I think maybe I've come around to it a little bit more in just the sense of like if it's your wedding and there is something that you really want, you and your partner really want, you think it'd be a really fun addition to your wedding, and a brand approaches you and say like we can work on this together, and it's something that you normally wouldn't be able to do. No
Yeah.
harm, no foul.
Yeah, I could see the
You know?
argument.
Yeah. So I
Anyways,
guess that's
back to
also
Britney.
different. That's different than engagement ring. But yes, so I'm not sure. I do believe that there were conversations about a prenup. I don't think we ever saw like the 100% confirmation that those things were signed, but they have tied the knot. Intimate situation, it appears. Britney and Sam in LA. Apparently, Britney's brother Brian is expected to be there. Obviously, no Jamie Lynn or Jamie Lynn.
or
Mm-hmm.
Jamie.
Yeah. And Britney's sons will not be there, allegedly. So Kevin Federline's attorney told TMZ that the 16 and 15-year-old will not be going. He said, although the boys will not be in attendance, Kevin and the boys are happy for Britney and wish her and Sam all the best going forward. Our sources say about 100 people are expected to be there to watch Sam and Britney say their I-dos at a tented ceremony. I saw a bunch of pictures that they were setting up the tent in the yard and whatnot, and their helicopter footage. And look, they were engaged. What comes after an engagement? A wedding. This is bound to happen.
That's usually how it goes.
That's normally how it goes.
And then comes babies.
Yeah, and
the baby carriage.
I hope for them, you know.
Congrats to them. Cheers to Britney and Sam.
I guess you never know with some celebrity couples, because it's like, oh, some people might not ever like get married again, you know, even when they get engaged. Like, that's how I feel about Ben and Affleck and J-Lo. I feel like the ring was just like a symbol, a token of their love, but I don't know if they actually are going to get married.
Oh, I think they're going to get married.
You think?
Oh, I think those two are getting married.
I kind of don't think they are. And I don't know if maybe I'm getting this. I forget. I don't know if I'm like subconsciously pulling this up, if it was like on Dumas or something, but I remember reading something saying that Ben had no plans to ever get married again.
I think if J-Lo wants to get married, Ben's getting
Right,
married.
I guess that's probably a good point. Do you think it's kind of funky that Britney's kids aren't going to the wedding?
I do think it's funky.
Yeah. Just kind of let it go.
Yeah, I mean, who am I to say?
No, I know. Yeah.
Maybe the kids don't want to see their mom get married to someone else. Yeah. Maybe she doesn't want them there for a specific reason.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that your own kids aren't at your own wedding.
Right.
But
like, it'd be kind of cute. They're old enough now. It'd be like kind of cute if they gave her away. You know?
It would be different if they were younger and
Obviously,
it was like
her
they're
dad's
not
not
going.
there.
But I don't know. I do think it's bizarre, but there must be some reasoning. There's a lot going on in the Spears family that we just don't know. That's why I don't really have much to say, because there's got to be some unknown reason.
Right. You just kind of fingers crossed hope that this is the right decision.
Yeah, and that she's okay with her kids.
And that the paperwork's been signed.
I want the paperwork to be signed. I actually need to see a copy sent to me over email.
If TMZ could maybe
have your people
leak
call my
the
people.
footage of that.
Yes.
Or leak the documents. I mean,
please.
We'd be interested.
As someone who has multiple dogs living at their house right now, we all want the best for them. Norman, Oreo, Romeo. I love them all equally, not Norman the most, although I do love him the most, but that doesn't matter. I do love all of them. But I want the best for all of them. That's why I want clean, modern food and treats made by Jinx. Every recipe is crafted with easy-to-digest proteins like organic chicken, 20-plus superfoods like pumpkins, carrots, cranberries. Norman absolutely loves pumpkin, plus probiotics for added gut health support. Just how you want your gut health to be in check, you also want your pet's gut health to be in check. Otherwise, there's vomiting, some other things going on that you don't want your pet to deal with, and also you don't want to deal with the cleanup. So you can find Jinx clean ingredients kibble, slow smoked jerky treats, freeze-dried meal toppers, and limited ingredient dental treats online or select Walmart locations. You could try Jinx today and get 15% off your first 2 orders online at thinkjinx.com/chicks. Once again, your dog deserves a healthier food they actually want to eat, and you can feel good giving them. So visit thinkjinx.com/chicks. That's thinkjinx.com/chicks. It looks like the role of Madonna has been offered to Julia Garner, who is my dad's favorite actress.
Yes.
And he thinks is the best actress in the world. So he's really excited about this news. But this topic has been floating around.
I forgot about your dad's love for Julia Garner. He's got to be thrilled.
He's thrilled. And it was really funny. One day he texted me being like, do you know Julia Garner? You guys have to have her on the show. I think she's the best actress ever. And I was like, what? Because he watches Ozark. So I guess that's where he got it from. I don't.
She is phenomenal
but I think
in
she's,
Ozark.
Listen, my dad, judgmental guy. He doesn't just give out praise like it's nothing. So she really must be great. But
Did
topic...
either of you watch Ozark?
No.
No? Okay.
The topic of who would be playing Madonna has been floating around for a while. A lot of big name actresses were out there, like Florence Pugh, Alexa Demi, Julia Gardner. And I do think that just from a look standpoint, Julia Gardner best fits the role for that. Because if you look at their pictures side by side, I do think she resembles her in some way. And when they make her... bless you. I think when they make her up to look like Madonna, she will really resemble Madonna. Now, Madonna has a lot of hands-on in this movie. She's directing it. She's the one who picked Julia Gardner, and the role has been offered to her. She has not yet officially accepted it, but I can't see a world where you would decline unless she has other obligations in which she can't accept it. But I also don't think
you get your lawyers on that fast.
Yeah, and I don't think you would go so far into the casting process without knowing that you'd be able to film it. Like, she has to know when it would film at this point. So hopefully all things go through as planned and she gets to play Madonna.
Very fascinating, this whole casting process, I would say. I think people were watching this just as closely as in comparison, like the Elvis casting, things like that. Because the way they audition people is they bring in all these phenomenal actresses, but then also people who are more musicians who maybe this could be their first big acting role where like they know they have the talent to sing and it could work both ways. I don't really know if Julia Garner can sing, but it's like the same thing as like Austin Butler, right? Like we were like, Austin Butler's gonna play Elvis. So they obviously make it work, and it was a process that Madonna is so heavily involved in that you feel like she would choose, and the casting team would choose someone that they have full faith in. Like you said, Madonna's directing this, and it's going to follow Madonna's this is from Variety. It says it will follow the early days of the controversial artist and queen of perpetual reinvention. Universal Pictures won the script in a multi-studio bidding war, and Amy Pascal is producing. And you guys, she's done a ton of stuff. And like you said, Florence Pugh, Alexa Demi, Odessa Young. Who is Odessa Young?
I don't know. You asked me that the other day too.
Oh, she's Australian. I seen her. What else is she in? She was in... No, have I even seen her in anything? She looks so familiar.
I have not seen her in anything.
Oh, she's in The Staircase.
Yeah, I only watched, I guess.
She's in all the episodes, I think.
I never finished it. I kind of gave up on it because I remembered that as soon as I started watching, I was like, oh, I know what happened. I've seen the documentary.
Right. No, but she's in every episode, I think. I don't know. I definitely recognize the name. I feel like I'm obviously have seen her in some things.
Well, she has to be a great actress regardless, but I think that this is a really cool role to get. And also just...
I also wanted to say Bibi Rexha and Sky Ferreira were also names that were being thrown around for this. Bibi's got some similar looks, I would say.
I think it must be really cool to get a role like this because not only are you playing Madonna, but Madonna is heavily involved. A lot of these films sometimes, I mean, we saw it with Pam and Tommy that Pamela Anderson was actually very upset with the show, and you get to play a really cool role like Pamela Anderson, but then you have all the backlash of Pamela Anderson being upset with you.
Right.
Whereas when you have something like this, it's like Madonna is so involved and wants you to play her. It's got to be such an honor. Just like with Elvis, you have, Elvis obviously not, but his family being so involved and appreciating you so much. Elton John, the Rocket Man, when he was so involved in that. So it has to be just a huge honor as well as just a really cool role because Madonna's super cool in general. So
yeah,
I think it's awesome.
So when this project was announced, Madonna said she hoped to convey the incredible journey that life has taken me on as an artist, a musician, a dancer, a human being trying to make her way in this world. The focus of this film will always be music. Music has kept me going and art has kept me alive. There are so many untold and inspiring stories, and who better to tell it than me? It's essential to share the roller coaster ride of my life with my voice and vision. So I think that goes along with a lot of what you were saying, that a lot of people, when projects are made about them without them, then that's where the disdain can come from and things like that, which is why Madonna's probably like, all right, you want to do it? I'm making it.
And I'm getting paid a shit ton, and I'm going to make it look and sound and reflect actually me as a person.
Yeah. I'm pumped for this. Like you said, I'm up there with your dad. Julia Garner's a fantastic actress.
My dad was like, wow, Madonna picked her.
I know. And I think a lot of people had criticism for her with Inventing Anna because of, the accent and all those things that went into it. And people are like, oh, her accent, it was so annoying, whatever. whatever it is. I still thought she was great in that show. And I think like Ruth is such a phenomenal character, and she played that character so well that this is so on the other side of the spectrum, a spectrum of things that we've seen Julia Garner do, which is awesome. I feel like as an actress, you got to be like, wow, this is totally something new.
And I'm excited because she is someone I hear about often, but I don't watch Ozark or
You
really
didn't watch
anything that.
Inventing Anna.
No, so
Yeah.
I haven't really seen what she's done, but people praise her and think
Yep.
that she's such a great actress. So I'm really excited to see
gonna
her
be
as
great.
Madonna.
Are you looking for a new credit card but you're not sure how to choose? Well, you don't need to apply for the first offer you see in the mail. Credit Karma can help you zero in on the right option for you and apply with more confidence. Credit Karma uses your credit profile to show you offers that are tailored to your financial situation. Credit Karma partners with a wide range of card issuers so you can be sure that you are exploring all sorts of options. Best of all, Credit Karma uses your credit data to show you your chances of approval before you even apply, helping you apply with more confidence. Comparing cards on Credit Karma is 100% free and won't affect your credit scores. Credit Karma. Create your own karma. So, if you are ready to find the card for you, you can head to Credit Karma and check out your personalized mix of offers today. Go to creditkarma.com or the Credit Karma app to find the card for you. One more time, that's creditkarma.com. The moment we've all been waiting for, when we knew the Kardashians were coming back to TV and we heard that the big moment with Khloe and finding out about Tristan was going to be part of the show. We saw just the beginning of it because, of course, it's like the last 2 minutes of the episode. But we're at episode 9, so this is it. It's 9 and 10, and it's a 10 episode season. And they frame it wonderfully. Eerie, foggy LA, 6:30 morning. The crew is all out on the basketball court at Kim's house, and they're like, something's happening. She's on the phone in the gym. We got to get in there. So they all hustle into the gym. She's on the phone with Kylie, and they can't believe what's happened because they're both like, Chloe's asleep still. They haven't talked to her. Kim sent her, because at that point Kim was reading out loud the legal document that we all saw that was leaked, where Tristan did admit to having sex with this woman, but didn't know for sure that confirmed he would be the father of this child. So she's reading the document. She's freaking out because she's like, so Khloe threw him his 30th birthday party, and then he flew to Houston for a game. We can check the schedule for his game, met up with this girl, and Kylie had a great, and it's funny because they all sound very quiet on the phone. It's 6:30 in the morning, so she's like almost sounds like she's whispering a little. And Kylie goes, is Tristan just the worst person on the planet?
He really seems like he's just a piece of shit when it comes to women and relationships. And he may be a good dad, but he is.
Kim said she texted Tristan being like, is this true? Like, I was on your side.
When does it come down to just being a bad person?
This point, probably.
I would say this is the breaking point.
Straw, after
you could
strikes 5.
You could be like a good dad, but a terrible person.
Yeah.
Right?
You could be a good dad, terrible in relationships.
Yes. But then when it comes down to it, is like terrible relationships, when does it equate to just being like not a great person either? But after the 4th, 5th time, it's like you just don't have morals.
It fits into that box, but then how do you flip that? Like how, because then it's hard to say like a bad person can be a good dad.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, you're right. That's why I'm asking.
Right. No, it's
very
tough.
confusing because you don't want to say he's a bad dad and just terrible all around.
I don't think he is.
Because I don't think I from what they say, it seems like he might be a good dad.
Yeah.
But otherwise, terrible.
Yeah, it's really wild. It was crazy to see this go down.
Like just no morals all around. He just has zero morals.
No,
can't think straight.
Kim was like, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe we're filming. And they conferenced in Courtney, and like they were all talking about Courtney was talking about the betrayal and like, has Chloe seen this? And finally the episode ended with Chloe calling Kim back, and Kim being like, she's like, hey. Kim's like, did you see what I sent you? And there's like a pause, and she goes, what the fuck is this? So because the debate, Kylie, Kim, and Courtney were having a debate on if Chloe knew this. Like if Tristan had told Chloe about this incident and now it's just publicly coming to light. And they were like, Kim's like, I don't think she knows this.
Doesn't seem like it.
No, she definitely didn't.
She definitely didn't know.
She definitely did not know.
Really just one of those things that when you're Kim, Kylie, and Courtney, you're probably like, are we even shocked anymore? Like, we're really shocked.
Yeah.
It's almost, we're so shocked because we're not shocked.
Right.
Like, you would never think he would do something like this again. I think the whole world was shocked. It was like, wait a second. Tristan Thompson did this again after doing it multiple times and seeing the backlash and seeing the way it affected his family and Chloe. It was like, oh, you're telling me he went and did it again?
Yeah. And you know what is also really sad about broke my heart?
Is it an addiction? Like, would you call that a sex addiction then?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
If you really can't help yourself, that's got to be an addiction.
I would think so. What really broke my heart was Kim was saying that first they were like, oh, she's having the baby like today. Remember when the news broke and we were like, oh wait, this woman is literally having this baby right now. And on the phone, Kim was like, it's just heartbreaking because like Chloe has wanted a little boy and now like this girl is having a little boy with Tristan. No. And I was like, I got like, it was so sad to hear her like frame it in that way. I know, to be like, you like obviously inside information, the family, I'm sure Chloe had said like that she really wanted a boy, and it was like, and now he's having a boy with somebody else. Like, oh, that is just dagger to the heart.
Yeah, that's really upsetting. Oh, man. I mean, the whole thing's actually very upsetting. And Chloe looks better than ever. So the revenge is on Tristan now. I mean, she looks fantastic.
I know. So it's just good for her, insane.
But it's really disgusting.
There's like a part in there, the beginning, earlier parts of this episode, you know, they're talking about marriage. Chloe's saying Tristan's trying to, you know, get her to marry, like to marry him.
This man really
crazy
went and cheated again and got somebody pregnant,
and the whole thing is, if he didn't like everything was a-okay,
and if he didn't get this girl pregnant, nobody would have ever known.
He would have just kept on, and he probably was doing it all the time anyway.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't just this woman.
Yeah,
she's just the one that got pregnant.
Yeah, so
really
absolutely
disgusting.
Insane. Another point that I want to bring up from this episode that was very interesting was Courtney was complaining about how the show was being cut. Like, they were obviously into filming, but they were also in the early process of going and editing the episodes and seeing this. And because they're all like executive producers, they see the footage and whatnot while that process is happening. And so they were still filming while they were looking at the previous episodes. And Courtney was really upset with how the storyline around her engagement was being framed on the show, that they made it seem like the big moment of their engagement party was talking about Scott and like how Scott felt. And she was just like, I just don't want that to be the story. Like, we've been broken up for 7 years. Like, I just want like the story to actually be my love story. But it was just interesting that they were talking about how the show was being cut on the show.
And they probably compromised by saying, okay, we'll include you talking about this if that's the storyline.
Exactly. But like, we'll leave that episode like that, but you can complain about it 3 episodes later.
I do agree with her though.
Yeah.
Because when you frame it like that, when you forget about the details of it, it is juicy and interesting. But when you listen to Courtney frame it as, we broke up 7 years ago, you're like, you know what? That is pretty fucking crazy to have to be reminded of your past relationship multiple times over and over again during your engagement and your marriage.
Yeah.
That ended 7 years ago.
Yeah. And she was talking to Steph Shep, and even like Steph was like, look, yeah, I am with you all the time. I get it. I understand. But from the show perspective, you know, that's what does Scott think is the juicier part of this. So it's like, you're making a show, I understand. But Courtney's like, yeah, and I'm just like in a point in my life that I'm so happy, and I want people to actually see our love story and not have it be like a different conversation. She's like, she was like, that conversation was such a small part of that night of celebration of love and happiness and all these things. She's like, that one conversation was such a small piece, and it looks like it took up a lot of the engagement party. So it was as far as talking about the show within a show was pretty interesting.
Do you think that's why her and Travis post so much on social media? Because she wants people to know that she really is happy?
Probably.
Because it's always being, not overshadowed, but always being reminded of
Probably.
Scott.
I also think when you are as happy as I believe that she is, you got your blinders on and you're just like, I'm posting all this stuff because I'm happy. I'm going to, I'm sharing it all. Like, they were really, this week they were posting all this stuff from the Romeo and Juliet co-batch party situation, which once again, like, only they would pull off because it was quite a theme.
I actually don't hate the idea of a bachelor and bachelorette party combined.
I don't. Oh no, I do. I don't want my future husband at my bachelor party.
I'm not going to do that, but I don't hate it.
Yeah. I get it. I get it for them.
Yeah.
Like, I get it for maybe second or third marriages, like kind of that vibe. But I feel like for your first ever, and this is Courtney's first marriage. That is true. But I just feel like, I don't know. I want to just be with my ladies.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm not saying I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that I don't hate it because I see a lot of people being like, why would you do that?
It is become a lot more popular, I feel like. And it definitely saves like time and people are in the same place, and you can, so it's fun. You can have a great big party. And I do like it if you and all your girlfriends and him and all of his like best guy friends are all very close.
Yeah.
Like, if you're all from the same group of friends and you want to ball out and go on like a sick trip for like a joint batch party for both, I think that's really fun.
You know what I did like? Victoria Garrett posted that they went separately but the same weekend.
Yeah.
I was like, that's smart. So neither of you are sitting home wondering what the one is doing on their bachelorette party. You guys are both partying.
And you know what I also liked about that? They did a joint they did a big group Snap group. So they created a Snapchat group with everyone on both parties so that they were just like snapping everything that was going on back and forth. So like you which is fun because it's like, oh, you're not getting too crazy. You're not obviously sharing like something that's going to get somebody in trouble, but it's just like a fun way to like see what's happening and being linked and, you know, getting to like
I thought that
jump on video chat or something and see what everybody's doing.
I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
So you're not both sitting at home.
Yeah.
Like being like, what's that person doing? Same weekend.
Definitely. That was, I like that too, for sure. So no, I just wanted to bring that up from the episode because I thought that was pretty interesting. And now we'll have the final episode where we'll see more of Chloe's reaction because that was the one thing we didn't see.
We need Chloe's reaction.
It ended right with Chloe just being like, what the fuck is this?
They know how to cut a show, but we need the final reaction.
I know, definitely. So that'll be next week.
Yes. And quick update, Kanye and his girlfriend did not break up.
Yeah.
People thought they did, but she wished him happy birthday, said she loved him, and it will still freak me out how much she looks like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, as much as there was not really any public birthday messages from anybody on the Kardashian side. Travis Scott, but I don't really count him because they knew each other before anyway. And Justin Bieber wrote a very nice long happy birthday message for Kanye. And that's like Chaney Jones on her social was like, hey, rumor, whatever, like, we're good. Love you, babe. Happy birthday. So guess they're still going strong. If you are looking to go to a concert this summer, which I hope you are, because concerts are back, baby. We're in full swing. Summer concerts, there's a ton happening right now. You guys have heard me talk about Coldplay, Elton John, all these amazing shows. Justin Bieber, Harry Styles in the fall. So many tours are happening. And if you want to head to a show, you got to check out Game Time. Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. And they guarantee the lowest price. They cracked the code on how to score deals on last-minute tickets. So what do you want to do? Say, you know a show's coming up. You haven't gotten tickets, but you've had it circled on your calendar. You said, those Justin Bieber tickets, I've been looking at them. And, the week before, the day before, you say, I want to pull the plug. Go to Game Time. You will not regret it. The purchase process is so quick and easy. And once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone. No printer needed. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text so you can get into the game seamlessly. So you can get $20 off your first purchase. You can download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
All right, everyone, we are here with two very special guests. We are joined by Hannah Berner and Des Bishop. They are officially a married couple. It's their first podcast, interview, show as a married couple. How exciting. How do you guys feel? Are you honored to be here? What's the feeling?
Wow, that's a lot of feelings.
It's an honor and a privilege for us to be here for the wedding episode.
Yep.
It's weird saying I have a husband.
Yeah, I say wife, I still feel like it's like a joke.
I'm
I have to be like my wife.
Really elaborate prank you guys pulled on all those wedding guests.
I feel like it takes a while to get used to it. It was the same when
you first say fiance, you sound like such a tool. Like, my fiance. My fiance. Like
Well, it's also just one of those words. Like, because
it's like too
French.
fancy.
I used to just say boyfriend.
The wife sounds serious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fiance, I don't know.
Wait,
Fiance.
that's so weird. You have a husband.
Wife sounds like I'm a naggy bitch.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's not explore.
So it's been how long? 3 weeks?
3 weeks and 5 days.
Okay.
He's been counting.
She's looking at
like
me.
a jail
She's
sentence.
looking at
Why
me
are you
because she
talking about it?
She got it wrong in the elevator. That's why she looked at me to make sure
Babe,
that
life, like time with you just flies.
So what were the feelings leading up to the wedding, and what is the feeling now?
Well, I think I hooked him because I was very like, I'm casual. Like, I'll do a backyard wedding. I don't care. And then I discovered wedding TikTok. And then it gets dangerous because at that moment I was like, if I don't have a Tulum Beach dolphin inspired wedding with a human sacrifice, I'm going to lose my mind. And he was pretty cool with like...
And I wasn't involved in any of that, so I had no idea. Actually.
Also disco themed. And he kind of let me be creative and fun with it. And overall, it went by really fast. Everyone says to me, they're like, do you feel different? I feel the same. But it was a great excuse to have the people you love in one place. Mm-hmm. And I, like, you guys perform all the time. I called it the green room, but like the bridal suite. I'm like, I'm not nervous for a little 10-minute ceremony. I'm like, I could do this. And then you get there and the heaviness of the moment does hit you.
Yeah, and the pressure of like having everybody be happy. Is the biggest feeling.
I was that annoying bride where I was like, are you having fun? Is everything okay? Because these people came all the way to West Hampton to see us. So my biggest advice for people is just like really get your people-pleasing voice out of it, and everyone's going to have fun. If they don't, like, that's not your fault.
Did you guys see the viral Disney couple that forgoed feeding their guests so that Minnie and Mickey could show up at their wedding?
Selfish, truly selfish. I feel like food is the most important thing.
We just talked about it on our episode today, that came out today, which is why it's fresh in our brain.
So sorry,
they did like the "Am I the Asshole" Reddit thread, and they are Disney people, and they had their wedding at Disney, and on the invitation they said like food will be available, but what they meant was like you could go to the restaurant like in the venue and like buy your own food. She also said there were vending machines throughout if people really got that hungry, because they took the catering budget and allotted that money
to
having Minnie and Mickey show up for their wedding photos and for their first dance, which they charged $5,500 for 1 hour.
And you could go to Times Square and get it for like $20.
They could have anybody, literally anybody, dress up as Mickey and
your annoying cousin.
They didn't have to pay $5,500 for that.
But people who say like you don't have to feed your guests
people, right?
is insane.
And like my
They're
guests,
clearly not very normal.
It is
but they're
so
just like
unsafe.
random people that decided this is what they wanted to do for their wedding.
our friends, it is unsafe to not have food around because they will black out and do unforeseen things, which would be great to talk about on a podcast. But at the time, I wasn't trying to like have someone try to like fuck a great aunt.
Did that happen?
I also, you never know. I also did see a Disney thing recently where the guy was trying to propose, and I guess it was
proposal.
like in the wrong area
terrible.
of Disney, and it was like a referee trying to like stop a pitch.
Yeah.
Look at that little sports reference. You guys know where Barcelona.
A referee trying to stop a pitch. Yeah. So you
Does that happen?
Literally never.
No.
There's no referee. There's no referee.
First of all,
Okay.
And I don't think there's ever been one instance of an umpire trying to snatch the baseball away from a pitcher.
Usually he stops the pitcher before the pitcher throws it, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yep.
You guys got it.
I knew where you were headed with it.
So this employee, like, when he gets down and when he grabs the ring and is like, sorry, you need to get down these stairs and do it somewhere else. And it's like, that's when you're like a little too good at your job, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Or
Just don't be a hero.
I saw a lot of people being like, he was doing his job. I don't care if you're doing your job. Like, do your job later. No, you're not getting fired for letting people have an engagement on the stage at Disney. Like,
you're disrupting love.
yeah, exactly. So did you guys practice your kiss?
No, we didn't.
We didn't. We did. I joked
We
with
didn't
him.
practice kiss or the dance, actually.
Oh, no dance practice
I
either.
joked with him. I'm like, what if I just do like a little too much tongue? And he's like, if you make a joke, I'm going to be so pissed. But
What kind of kiss was it?
he kind of nailed it. And you know when you,
Did you nail it?
I don't know how I
She
did.
gives me credit for the kiss.
He nailed it.
I was the kisser.
He nailed
But she
it.
gets to talk about it for some reason.
You know when you've ever seen yourself make like a kissy face on someone or like someone snaps a photo of you kissing, which is rare, and you're just like, ew,
Yes.
that's what I look like
Your
when
like
I
noses
kiss.
are squished. Yeah,
Yeah, like your fucking
my-
lip is like hanging
it's
out.
my
You take
biggest
like
fear.
a cute, you think you're taking like a cute selfie of you guys kissing,
Yeah.
and then you look at the photo and you're like, that's what we look like.
Right.
I was
You're
very
like, wait,
conscious.
This isn't cute.
I was very conscious of the kiss performance, and I was very confident that I would like take charge in that situation and just make it powerful but not awkward.
Yeah, I think like a simple like. Not like a
good
tongue
smooch.
makeout.
No,
Just
no
like
tongue
a nice,
makeup, but it can't
like
just
a-
be a kiss on. It has
like
to be
a
passion.
romantic,
So there was like a
passionate-
2-part with ours. So like at first we connected.
And then I fingered her, and then it got out of control. That was the second part was a little awkward. I'll admit it.
Yeah.
There
I'll
was a
admit it.
two-part.
The first part I nailed. The second part, everybody was like, "Whoa!"
Everyone was like, oh.
That's the privilege of doing it on the beach.
Yeah.
Oh my God, babe, that was so funny.
Oh, surprise!
Oh my God, you made a good joke.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. What do you do for a living?
I didn't see that coming. But yeah, the second part, he kind of like leaned in a little. And I thought it was nice. Every now and then, no one wants to see
Oh, it was
their
kind of a
friends.
hug. The second part was like I kissed for a bit, and then it was kind of like an embrace.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
yes,
beautiful.
That sounds nice.
So
And
you
it
have
was
the-
kind of like a we did it. It was kind of like a we did it moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say.
And then
God, that's
I decided I want to wear my shoes on the beach. Paige probably was like, you have to wear your shoes. And then I continued to just kind of like
It's
crawl.
literally in the sand.
Yeah.
There was
I'm
no
literally
runner.
on-
I feel
stuck
like
in the
there's something
sand.
fun about taking your shoes off and just like having them in your hand and you're barefoot in the beach.
You know what? Could have done
I could have
that.
directed.
But I was like
Heels in the sands.
drowning in the sand. But that was like a journey, and that was fun for me. Yeah.
No, so you didn't have bridal parties, right?
We initially were like, I don't want. It gives me very like MySpace
I
top
kind of
8
think
vibes.
that's smart. Like I've always, people think I'm weird when I say it, and I'm sure you got some people being like, "What's wrong with you?" Like I think that you can have your bachelorette party, your bachelor party, and you bring your closest friends. But then when it comes down to it, I'm like, I kind of just like want my sister to be my maid of honor, and
Yeah.
then everyone else shows up. I know my mom is not going to allow me to do that. I know I'm going to have a bridal party,
my God.
but I like the
My big fat Italian wedding.
I like the idea of just being like everyone, because it's a lot of
Even just
pressure
me- I mean,
on a lot of people.
I'm getting a little hurt over here. No, you wouldn't want me up there with you?
No, of course
I'd
I
have
want
you up there with me.
No, I'm gonna have a bridal party, so you will be up there. I'm telling you, there's no choice for me.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea of it. But then the problem is I have so many cousins and like cousins
I
I'm
have a lot of
close
cousins.
with and like friends from here and there in different places, and I'm like
Yeah.
it just becomes so much of like, who do you put in, who do you not put in?
I immediately-
Fran, you will be second in line to my sister.
Thank you.
The
Okay?
amount of drama that a wedding causes that you don't choose is wild. Like, you don't even know how things can offend people. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to give an option. Because the idea of like choosing friends and ranking friends made me uncomfortable. But then it kind of came naturally when I was doing my bachelorette.
Yeah.
And I was like, guys, huddle in. I love you all the most. I'm not going to give you duties. You don't have to wear anything, but like, you're my bridesmaids. But don't tell anyone. This isn't like a thing. But I do think like making people wear the same colored dress, it's a community thing, but I also didn't want to feel like anyone owed me anything because I don't want to have to owe them shit when their wedding happens. So
I mean,
I'm
I'm
very,
not
like,
against it,
lay
but
back.
it's just so convenient to not have it.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't add or take away.
And day
Yeah,
of,
I was
It's
gonna.
not a negative,
I
it's totally
texted
fine.
them and said, come get ready with me day of. And I invited some other people too. So, but also there's some people who have the same amazing friend group since they're young. And I totally see how that could be really
Yes.
beautiful. I've like moved a lot in my life and I've lived in a lot of different
Yeah.
places. So it was like a good mix of people. But my friends got along, which was very cool.
Right. So you're like, you just have a couple different friends from different places, not just like one big friend group.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But I do think for all the girlies who are listening who don't care a lot about weddings or getting married or they're decentering men from their life, which I'm obsessed with, it is a beautiful moment.
You can't
But I
say
don't
that right after you get
Yeah,
married.
that's what I was gonna say. I don't
That's
understand
what
that.
people call it contradiction.
I
It's
don't
hypocrisy.
My
understand.
first Instagram
It's
was just me
hypocrisy.
alone.
Yeah, but I don't understand.
hypocrisy.
Yes, I don't understand the decentering men from your life when you're like, I've just got married, my husband's sitting
She's
next
full
to
of
me.
shit.
Yeah, like
That's basically.
I-
Can
that-
we just call her out? She's full of shit.
yeah, that I can't get on board
Okay,
with.
stop trying to get a viral moment.
Yeah, no, I can't.
It's just nonsense.
I
You're
can't
breaking
get,
up with me right
I
now?
can't get on board with that because like you just got married
know
to
what
a
it is?
man
You
in your
can't
life.
ask me, am I breaking up with you right now when you
Babe,
just
you're
said
holding me
you're
really hard
decentering
right now.
men from
He's
your
holding me
life.
really tight right now. Controlling.
Okay, Amber.
I think. I think that
"Okay, I'm
women can
out."
get women could be like, oh, like she has it all or whatever because she is married or I want to find that relationship. So what I'm trying to say is that it's not everything, that getting a man does not equate happiness or that you feel like complete.
Okay, that makes more
That's what
sense. But
I
like
mean.
decentering men in your life was like your next Instagram story after you just got married, and I was like, that makes zero sense. It makes zero sense at all.
She's somebody who's struggling to let go of her sort of like past identity.
Yeah, it's
Online.
been really
But
bad
you
for
can
my
have
brand.
both.
It's been truly horrible for my brand.
like you could be your own person and also be married.
No, well, that's kind of what I was saying, and I also want.
No, that makes sense though, because when you definitely have a lot of your like stand up / TikTok being very like anti-men and then being like, guys, here's the happiest day of my life, my wedding.
Paige and I have a men are
To a
trash
man.
tour. Like it's so bad for me. However, I honestly like I love men more than anything. We found a great one right here. But I do.
You're all over the place.
I do think it's weird that like your biggest celebration that you have with people is like when you find a partner. And I guess like the feminist in me gets like a little like so many women that's like their biggest goal, and I think things will be shifting over time. But I also think the wedding is just such. At first I was like, fuck weddings, it's too much about like finding a guy. But then I realized no, it's just an excuse for two families to like celebrate life and like a great accomplishment. So I've been turned. I thought it was like chuggy to get married.
It didn't
I hate
require
the word
that.
chuggy.
You know, it didn't
Oh, I
require
hate it
such a
too.
journey for you. You could have just been like, fuck it, I'm getting married. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
There's no
right.
pressure. There was no
that's
pressure.
right. Did you guys write your own vows?
A good question.
We did not.
No.
We-
Traditional?
we-
Or
yeah.
none at all?
We
Or just we do, I guess.
Ours were traditional. We got very lucky with Hannah's family friend as a judge. He was our officiant.
Okay.
And we were honestly one of the only things that we were kind of stressing about was the vows because
Yeah.
you know, it's terrible because I'm I'm a total atheist, but I was an altar boy. I was very Catholic
Yes,
growing
yeah,
up.
yeah.
And I was an
Understood.
altar boy
Happens.
I was an altar girl, so
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the thing was that
Yeah.
I was an altar boy for a lot of weddings, and you get a little bit attached to certain things.
Yeah.
Certain things just make you go, this is a wedding.
Definitely.
And I've been to some recent weddings where they had their own vows, and I kind of hated them.
Yeah,
I was like, this is rubbish. I don't need to hear about like friends in your fucking vows. I want like marriage.
Yeah.
So,
But we were aware of like there can be a lot of mumbo jumbo during a ceremony where they're saying words and you're like, what does this mean? Or like people come and say a quote and you're like, I could have done with the last 5 minutes of my life doing something else. So we kind of kept it really quick. And then in the Irish culture, because he's lived in Ireland most of his life, they give speeches. So me and him like gave a speech during the reception.
But we had pondered putting a personal like 2 or 3 minutes into the vows. But the only reason we were going to do that is because we were a little concerned that we wanted to have a quick ceremony, but we were just doing it like getting married done. We were a little worried that it'd be too quick.
Right.
But her, Bernie, the judge, he had like this format with like traditional but like perfect vows, not like
Also, the crowd was rowdy.
I actually, I kind of love that because I always thought that you just say the same, everyone says the same thing, like they tell you what to say and like you just say that, right? And then I went to a wedding this past summer and they were doing their vows up there and I was like, and then it happened again the next wedding I went to and I was like, wait a second, this is a little different from what I'm used to. Is like you just have the person repeat like the traditional vow. So I do kind of like that because it kind of takes away the pressure of coming up with your own, or like you're standing up there and then you have like to take out a piece of paper in your
Or
pocket.
you're
it's a little bit
crying
like a
so
speech.
much that you can't even speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, that becomes a little like a speech, which is fine. Some people love that, and I'm totally fine with that. But Bernie kind of nailed it. Plus, he was funny, and then that gave us the freedom. Also, he's a little bit into the sacredness of the ceremony.
Okay.
So he was, when we were telling him that we were thinking of filling in the time with our own words, he was like, "Yeah, but if you do that, that has to be meaningful. That's not the time for thanking people or for any inappropriate jokes." So
I was like, I can't.
conscious.
Why?
I can't
promise.
promise. But so the crowd, I have to call out some Bravo celebrities. Mercedes Javid busted her ass apparently.
She fell.
Like on the sand because she was probably wearing like 10-inch heels.
Yeah.
And then she was like heckling from the back like, wow! And I was like, who does anyone know who that woman is? Like we were literally having like a little bit of stand up. People were rowdy, people were fun, and it was just like a good energy. And one piece of advice when you're like doing the seating charts is put all the craziest people closest to the dance floor.
Yeah.
Like put people based on their energy levels. Because then like everyone else just like attaches to that energy. And next thing you know, everyone is popping their pussy.
And that's
Our
exactly
crowd-
what you
As
wanted.
they should.
Our crowd was rowdy at the ceremony too, which really made it.
Yeah.
Because Bernie was quite funny.
Yeah.
And anytime he made like the slightest joke, the crowd like totally went for it.
We literally went
And
back.
they
We're
were
like, that's a hot
cheering.
crowd.
They were cheering early. So the ceremony ended up becoming the highlight for me. Like the ceremony was
The
amazing.
two of you are like itching to
I
throw
was-
some jokes out there.
Really,
They're
no,
like,
actually.
God, this is a good crowd. We would crush.
I had a couple one-liners, but like I was trying to be like good.
Yeah.
No, it was the ceremony couldn't have been better. And the fear of it being too quick was unfounded. It wasn't too quick, but even like it can't be too quick really. Like it's just people want to get to the like we
But
now
then
pronounce
he
you
did
man and woman.
his speech, and he's murdering. Like laughs for
That's
a minute.
at the ceremony.
At the
After
ceremony,
the
last
first
for a minute,
dance.
and then he calls me out because I'm enjoying it, and then I realize, fuck, I'm up after him. Like I have to get my head right, and I'm looking at my phone. And he goes, "She's not listening because she's preparing for her speech next." And that
Because
was
I looked over for like I'm like professing my love.
yeah,
And I look
yeah.
over and she's like, I was like, this bitch doesn't care.
Yeah.
She just
She's
wants
like-
to kill herself.
She's like, I'll watch it later on.
like,
It's like my set has to be better
I'm
than
like, I
his.
can't follow him and bomb.
Yeah. Do you think you did a good job?
So his like laughs per minute wise was better, but I did have a applause break because of one of my jokes, so I was happy.
Okay.
I basically-
So
do you want to do the joke? It's a very good joke.
I might have forgot it, but it's something.
No, so can I do it then? Because
'Cause he
then it's
remembers
less offensive. Or do you want to do it?
I'll try to do it, and you're gonna repeat it your way anyway.
Well, no, I mean,
so.
you're gonna ruin it if you
Oh
don't
my god,
do
that
it
was
right.
such a marriage moment. I mean, he's gonna just do what he always does. I basically was like, I'm so upset that I like haven't been able to live some of your life with you because you're older. But I realize all those experiences have made you who you are today.
Oh, right.
That's how
okay.
I.
Oh, go ahead. No, I thought you were gonna jump on a punchline there. Because this is, by the way, just one for the record. This is not how she said it at the wedding.
Okay, and then I was like, sometimes I wish I met you in college, but then
No, when you were in your 20s.
when you were in your 20s, but then I realized that I would have been in elementary school.
I would have been in kindergarten.
I would have been in kindergarten.
He
So-
remembers it way.
I really
No,
wish she had just let me tell
You
it.
had to be
because-
there.
Yeah. No, that is, you have to make that joke.
You have to
Like
everyone-
that's
Exactly.
that
It
joke.
was great.
everyone
It was
that,
hilarious.
that joke writes
Everyone was
itself.
thinking
low hanging fruit.
Yeah, that joke writes itself.
My recent stand-up has been like a missionary in New York City trying to get girls to date older guys. One girl comes up to me, she's like, I'm breaking up with my 23-year-old boyfriend right now. I want to meet a gray-haired zaddy. And I'm like, absolutely. Are you single right now?
No.
She's not.
Wow. She gets picked up fast. There was like 3 minutes there.
Yep.
No older men for her.
No.
Sorry. But anyway, if
No
anyone's,
offense.
if anyone's interested, raise your age range on the apps. They're fun.
The only negative about the marriage with an older guy is that the older guy's friends are all married. So I didn't cover my end of the bargain for her single friends.
So you can't really
Right.
set anybody
Got
There's
a
up.
few
no-
complaints.
Yeah.
I got a few complaints from her side.
There's only singles on your side.
We have a lot of. I am kind of one of the earlier friends to get married, which is fucking crazy because no one would have guessed.
Yeah.
But I always was kind of like, I love having like a best friend partner type thing.
Yeah.
But like, I'm more like once I find someone I'm comfortable with, I'm like a cat. I'm like, let's sit on the couch all the time. And
How old are you again?
I'm 30, a wise 30.
Are you?
I should be 31 in August.
I thought you were like a lot younger.
Thank you, babe. I do have
really
very
did.
Young, fruitful energy.
I really
Definitely.
did because I was like, wow, she got married so young. I was like, actually, that's a completely normal age to get married.
Well, in New York, I'm a child bride in New York. I truly am.
No, but that's a completely normal age to get
Completely
married.
normal.
Yeah, literally, like you're heading into like a time when you're
Very
under
normal.
Yeah,
pressure.
like not
normal.
with-
It's,
like,
it's not
literally
remotely
very
early.
normal. age.
No, not at all. Actually, it's very
What's
normal.
fucked up though about
I'm
getting
27 and I have like 50 weddings in the next year.
Oh
so.
my god, you poor
Yeah, a
babe.
lot of women.
Yeah.
I do think once you get a ring, like girls listen to your advice way too much because I don't know shit. But I do think your 20s, like everyone you date is a mirror for you, and you learn so much about yourself through
I'm
those
shocked that you're.
experiences.
I'm sorry. I'm still trying to digest. I don't know why
Well, how-
that you were like
all
27.
this time you've known her, you thought she was younger?
You're like the way I've seen you act.
I just thought you were like. I thought you were Fran's age.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, thank you.
Yes,
my,
yeah.
my skin is like
You're welcome.
we're Italian.
Yeah,
you know, I have
you're
olive oil
youthful.
skin. J Lo.
Yes,
That's what
yes,
we're doing.
Yes.
But yeah, I really think you're
olive oil skin.
Yeah. I haven't like actually met a guy before that I was like, I can marry this dude. I dated a lot as like, you're literally learning. It's just research, like researching people, what you like. You don't know. It's like out of college. You don't know what job you're going to do.
Yeah.
Right out of college, don't put the pressure that you have to find that person yet because you have to learn who you are. And I really am like fortunate that I've been able to, you know, live life in New York City, meet a lot of cool people to know when I felt someone was right.
What translated, she means she had a lot of dick before
Lot
she
of
met me.
dick, lot of dick, lot of
very-
dick.
That's what she's
Very
trying to
important.
get across.
I know. I don't
there.
know. During it, I'm like, what am I trying to say here?
Yeah, I was aware of that.
You're like,
I'm
get
like, do you want
around.
to talk about all my exes right now?
Where do you guys live again?
We live
Lower
in the
East
Lower
Side.
East Side.
Lower. So you do live in Manhattan because for a while you weren't, right?
We
Well, we
during
have
the
a place out
pandemic.
in West Hampton.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's why I
very
married him.
nice. Very
Second date,
nice.
I literally went back to his place. And he was surprised, but I like wanted to see the situation. I was like, I could see myself here.
Now that it's summertime, do you guys spend more time in the Hamptons rather than the city, or is it like split?
We
I mean,
try.
it just started.
Yeah.
We try. However, doing stand up, like you have to do so many reps in the city.
Yeah.
So like, I'm going to be in the city a lot this summer, but it's nice to like be able to have a weekend, like invite some friends, tell them to come out. And West Hampton it's been fun.
I'm gonna ask a question. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm gonna ask it anyway.
It's an awkward question.
Yeah, it's an awkward question.
I love
So, you'll be in the Hamptons.
Yes.
We all know Summer House
It's not awkward.
films.
It's like 45 minutes away.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I was gonna say, are you nervous at any like?
It's been like that
paths
already.
are
We
gonna
did a
be
whole
crossed?
summer already like that.
Yeah. Well, I also, the places that we used to go and like a blackout is not what I like do anymore. But it is fun because like when Paige and Sia are driving back on Sundays, I'm like, yo, come through and like we could eat a little or
Yeah,
drink.
yeah.
But it is like in your mid-20s having a share house is so much fun. But like I'm fortunate now
You're 30.
to be
And
But honestly, it's actually a non-issue because it's not anywhere near.
Yeah.
West
Yeah.
End's quite west.
Yeah,
It's quite a bit earlier.
Yes. Not as much traffic. You had a lot of good like Bravo Lebs at the wedding. Who got the drunkest?
Oh my God! You know,
Take a guess.
I mean, that could be anyone.
Could be anyone.
I mean, Mercedes was very drunk.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been my guess.
I do have to say Nima too from Shaz was amazing. He like took the mic at the end and was like directing people to the after party, like so invested. I feel like there's some Bravo Lebs that you meet, and even though they might be in LA or something, you stay connected with them.
Yeah.
Because they've experienced similar stuff to you, and like I'll never forget a nice text message that like someone sends me, and Sheena and Brock.
I was just gonna say, is that where Sheena came into play?
Sheena.
Brock is my new favorite guy. He's such a nice guy.
Sheena, I have to say, is such a reality TV vet and knows how to deal with like every issue, every embarrassment, every situation. And she goes to all my shows, like every stand-up show. Sheena shows up, and I'm like, Sheena, you're too important to be here. She loves it. Also, like some tea. Raquel was there.
Yes,
Kind of as Nima's date, so we'll see. We'll manifest.
Interesting.
But I told her to decenter men from her life
Yeah,
right now, which you guys have to agree on that. She needs a moment. Give the girl a break.
Yeah. Who would
I mean,
you
James
say
already
was
has a new girlfriend.
who would you say was the drunkest?
I was just kidding. I wanted to hear your guess.
Yeah.
I was gonna guess like Craig and Paige.
Yeah.
Well, I would have said Craig.
Craig minus
say
Paige,
Craig
but I was
would've
being
been-
nice.
I'd say Craig
throwing
would have been
Paige
the
in
safe
there.
answer there, and also somebody who wouldn't get offended.
No,
for-
Yeah, he would have no.
Craig
problem.
will like.
We'd
It
have
doesn't
no
matter
problem.
He
where
was true to form, as we say.
Yeah.
in
It
Ireland.
doesn't matter where he is. He will find the bar and greet everyone like he's working at the bar. And like he's talking. The best part about weddings is you'll see like one of his golf friends just like chatting it up with Brock, and I'm like, what possibly could they be talking about right now? But everyone's just drunk and having a good time. But it was cool to see these people come from like LA and all these places just to celebrate.
Any wedding competition? Because Stassi got married the same time.
Also,
and, you know,
Joelle Fletcher got married during that time.
Yeah, that was a big wedding weekend.
like Sheena was at your
and you
wedding.
guys all had different
Drums.
kinds of. You guys had all different weddings. Stassi was in Italy. You guys were in the Hamptons, and then JoJo
was
and,
in a wine country in California.
Yeah.
We were joking on our show. We were like that specific weekend was the perfect like magazine of like shopping for weddings. You could be like,
Do you want a beach?
Do you want a beach
Want a
wedding? Do you want a
vineyard?
European wedding? Do you want a wedding at the winery in California?
It's so they fucking nailed it. And I loved that the weddings were so different.
So different.
And I also felt like it was kind of like a launch to summer and like a
Yeah.
launch of
Yeah.
love. And
a launch of love.
I would have
as
never
she decenters men from her life.
I mean love of yourself.
yes.
But we lost Taylor Strecker to Stassi's wedding.
Yes,
that was a
Taylor-
negative.
that was
Like,
bad.
as in, it wasn't dramatic, but she
Right.
had to go to
Yeah.
Stassi's
Very
wedding,
early
which was
on.
unfortunate because we really loved Taylor Strecker.
Yeah.
Yeah, very early on, she was like, "This is so fucked up." But Stassi is the same week. But I had her at my bachelorette. Sheena was funny. Sheena was in some articles and laughing that they were like trying to make drama. That
Yeah.
I know. I was. I happened to see a couple. I was like, what? Like, I was a million miles from any of that.
Everyone I think the tabloids were saying she was uninvited or like there was budget cuts and she got cuts.
Yeah, I do think Stassi was planning like a massive, cool wedding in Rome.
Yeah.
But I feel like what she did was so tasteful and so beautiful.
So beautiful.
Everything
And also,
was
I would never
beautiful.
give a shit about this. I'd be like, oh, like, she looks beautiful. But because I've been in wedding mode, I'm like, those chrysanthemums were an amazing pick. And I felt honored to, like, be part of the conversation with all these great women getting married.
Right.
Des, did you have a bachelor party that competed anywhere near what Hannah's bachelorette
Actually,
party was?
I ended up not having a bachelor party.
Really?
Yeah, I it just kind of. I lived in Ireland most of my life. I don't know if you know that about me.
Yeah,
but- So a lot of my closest
Heard it
friends
once
were
or
coming
twice.
over from Ireland. So when they came over, they were just like staying. Like she got kind of stuck in. She was like in it with us.
I was like, do you guys need an espresso martini?
Yeah.
Can I tell them what you actually said?
I mean, if you have to ask that question, do you think that that's a good idea? Let's just not.
Des
take the
has
risk.
been a bachelor his whole life.
Let's just not take the risk. But anyway, yeah. So I wish I could give you like crazy tea about my bachelor party, but it was just a bunch of guys in their 40s. We had a great time, but I didn't have a bachelor party. And the funny thing is, the night before the wedding, we had like rehearsal dinner, And then we went to this bar afterwards. It was like me, Hannah's dad, Hannah's brother's father-in-law, like all the like proper adults. Even I'm an adult, and my brother was hammered, and he was like, "Bro, you never had a bachelor party. We're going to a strip club right now." And I was like, Aiden, Hannah's father's like right there. He's like, "Bro, it's your right. You never had a it's your right."
It's your right.
It's your
Like,
right.
12 o'clock
like,
the day
I'm
before the
tired.
wedding, like 12 a.m. the day before
He
the
goes to bed
wedding.
at 9:30. He's like, guys, this is a bachelor party. We're gonna go to Walgreens, get some Advil for our lower backs, and watch the Met game.
Did you have strippers at your bachelorette party?
Yes, but okay.
She didn't really.
We went.
She
Okay,
went to a club where there's
Yes,
like go-go
yes.
dancers.
you guys know.
Well, you were in Miami.
So we went
So
to
you
Miami.
went to 11.
We went to 11.
I told Paige I was like, when we saw her, we were like, we want the entire itinerary for everything
I
you guys
think I
did in
have to do
Miami.
that. I have to do that.
because people would just repeat
Yeah.
what you did. I feel like you did it perfectly.
I did not know that it would be as good as it was, but we got there. I did a full like high school puke, like I knees on the tile. I never told you this. Knees on the tile, puking, came back, rallied, kissed Paige on the
Oh,
on
you
the
puked
cheek.
on your bachelorette.
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, respect.
Shocking.
I feel
And
like-
rallied, and
I
rallied.
feel like
yeah.
you kind of have to.
You
have
have to,
to.
because there was a girl just
There's
like
gonna
pouring
be a
vodka.
moment.
But Paige
Yeah.
did such a badass thing, and that's why it's nice to kind of get married later. Because like Paige has been working hard, she's been making money, and she's like, my gift to you is I'm getting you like the most badass table that the men that I've dated in the past used to get. And she's like, we're getting that table, and we got the bodyguards. So like, if any dude went near us, they just clothesline them. So we're just like with the strippers, like, you're so sexy, and then a guy would be like, what's that? And we love that power. Then Ja Rule got on stage, and Sierra and I rapped to him. Like he was as far as the producer, always on time. Like lost our voice. It was a teenage dream.
That sounds amazing.
sounds
I
so
And
was
amazing.
clicking.
that was a
That was the
fluke,
first
right?
night.
I was
by
clicking
chance.
We didn't know Ja
Yeah.
Rule.
Yeah,
was
so
I
they
was
didn't
clicking
know.
through
Wow.
every Instagram story, like watching everything so
so
intently
good.
because it looks so much fun.
And the
Thank
boat.
you.
The
Oh, yeah, the
photographer
boat,
on
the
the boat.
boat.
I highly
Yeah.
recommend. We got the photographer
That was our wedding photographer.
not only because we love attention, but also because you know when you put together a cute outfit and you don't want to be like, hey guys, can everyone stop what they're doing and try to get a photo for me, and you feel awkward.
Yeah.
So I would literally we'd be at the table. I'd be like, you guys go get solo photos. Come back. We'd rotate.
That's a really good
That is
idea.
smart.
And I do
That is
like
smart.
picking a theme, and it doesn't have to be a corny theme, but it makes everyone feel kind of connected. Like we did feathers, and you know it was fun too because someone wore like white feathers, and I was like, "Do you want to fucking fight?" And
The only negative about our wedding photographer going to the bachelorette was he got so connected with the girls that when we actually got our wedding photos, like the collection,
Yeah.
there's like 25% solo pictures of Paige and Sierra from our like I'm not even kidding. There's like whole sections of Paige and Sierra like posing.
I
Like they
wouldn't
just
expect
grabbed him.
anything else to be
They
honest.
grabbed him for 10 minutes.
They deserve
my
that.
favorite was we got on the boat and like we couldn't find Paige, and then she was at the
I saw that on
heads
Instagram.
at the head of the
Like,
ship.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even know,
Yeah.
like Titanic, just like hair blowing, doing like a 30-minute photo shoot. But the main characters at my bachelorette party were amazing, and I
I
wouldn't
feel like
want
they're
anything
all
less.
main characters. Like, was there any competition on who's the funniest person? You had the
No, 'cause
all
her-
literally
her
the
buddy won it
funniest
hands
people.
down.
So I have
Oh,
a
yeah,
best
yes.
friend, Becca,
I did ask
who
about
is
that.
Melissa McCarthy. But we just laughed the whole time because everyone was just trying to get a laugh out of
Yeah.
someone, and it was good energy. And like I just realized like the people who make me laugh in my life are the
A
ones
lot
who
of
help me.
actual comedians.
Yeah. At one point we got really drunk and went inside the boat and started doing like a real comedy show, which I was like bombing, and that was very upsetting for me because I'm like, it's my fucking bachelorette. What's
Laugh,
going on? Someone
laugh.
like went
A
up
lot
and
of-
got to the bathroom
a
during
lot
mine.
of pressure,
It was a lot of pressure, but it was
but a lot of fun.
a lot of fun. And
Well, because sometimes like that you can't pull that off, right? Because
Yeah.
there's too much energy, and then people start to get catty about it. But you pulled it off somehow. 3
I-
days.
there can always be that one person who's like not having fun because it's not about them, and that's like not my friend group. I even joked at the end, I'm like, no one even gave a speech about me because we were all just like having too much fun. And it was it's important to not like be too obsessed with like the details of things,
Yeah.
because it's about the people that you're around.
But it helps that you never took the wedding that seriously. Like we didn't, but in this situation, you never took it that seriously. So you never cared that much about like, this is my bachelorette and it has to be a specific thing.
Yeah, sometimes the mistakes are the best part. Like Taylor Strecker got on the boat and broke like 2 huge champagne bottles, and we made fun of her for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And that was amazing.
But that's
Yep.
a great part of the trip.
a great part of the
Yeah.
trip.
To wrap up, what do you guys have going on solo now?
Oh, great question. I'm traveling a lot this summer. I have shows coming up in Tacoma, never been. Portland, never been.
Oh, we went to Portland. We liked it.
Portland.
It's cool,
Oregon?
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good clarification.
Oh, wait. No.
Not Portland, Maine.
Portland, Maine.
Nope.
No, it's Portland, Oregon.
Oregon.
Okay.
I'm the
Great
dumbest
place.
New Yorker in the world. Chicago, Madison, Wisconsin. I'm going back to where I went to college.
Oh.
So we'll like go to the KK after. That'll be really fun. And TikToking a lot.
Yeah.
That's
Sounds
ready
like
to
a
come.
plan.
That's like, you are really always on the road and so busy. Like, every time we've done Chicks live shows, your name like always comes up as someone we're like, we should have Hannah as a guest for a live show. And then
Yes.
we'll like literally go to your website and we're like, nope, she's got a show. Like, we're like, oh,
Dude,
she's busy.
Anytime I'm
She's
near
busy.
you, we'll make it happen. And I'll pop my pussy on stage with
Yeah,
you guys.
thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Des, what about you?
Oh, well, I'm like in the middle of a tour of like a one-man show called, what is it called?
Me
Me
and
and
Mama.
Mama. So I'm doing the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which I'm sure tons of your audience. I'll do the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in August, but I'll be at the Comedy Cellar. If I'm not out of the country, I'll be at the Comedy Cellar.
Amazing.
Check me out.
Love it. So where can everyone follow you guys?
Comedy Cellar.
So everyone was like, Hannah, why don't you take Dez's last name? Bishop is so beautiful. I'm not changing my Instagram handle again. It's at Hannah Berner. I changed it from being Burns. And follow me everywhere.
At Des Bishop, DES
Yes.
Bishop.
There you go.
Also, I just always want
You
to
gonna
tell you
legally
guys.
change your name?
No,
No, she'd keep it.
we're
Berner.
decentering
Yeah.
men from our
Yep.
lives. But I want to just.
I kind of assumed the answer, but I just felt like I would clarify.
I also just love to say you guys are like podcast aspirational veterans who have like inspired a lot of women to podcast, and
Oh, thanks.
the fact
Wow.
that you're like killing it for so long is incredible. You guys are the best.
Thank
Oh,
you.
we
You
love
know what?
you.
It's nice to hear it every once in
We
a
love
while.
you.
No,
So-
it's
so
true.
much.
It's
So
true.
thank you. Thank you. We love
Appreciate
you.
it.
And thank you guys for coming on. This was great.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for
It was
having
so
us.
much fun.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. We will be back on Monday. We love you guys. Have a great weekend.